Hey listeners, welcome back to the AP Sports Podcast with Callum and myself. This is a third recorded episode we're doing on video, so we're obviously on a roll a little bit, but this time we've got a third person on. We thought we'd change it up. I work in social media a little bit, so I thought, do you know what, it makes sense to have someone in that world. So as a golf fan as well, we have got on Tom Ballington.
Hello.
Welcome.
Cheers for having me, guys. Looking forward to it.
No problem. So we thought it's a good one because Tom's actually the same age as us. You're 23?
23, yeah.
23. So like,
God, I feel like...
I mean, Callum's a bit older. It's his birthday yesterday. So he's 25 now. Granddad over there, exactly. So we're the young ones. But we thought like, Tom's started TikTok. He's been doing it. You're 100k followers. And we thought, do you know what? I've been trying to do some stuff on TikTok. We've both been trying to do camera stuff, which we're doing now. And we're trying. And we always say, let's do it. And we just don't get onto it. And we thought, someone's our age. He's in the world of sport, doing social media, and he's doing TikTok. So we thought, let's have some more insight from his side about how he got into it, how it happened. And cause it's relatable because he's the same age, I guess. So how did it all start? From the beginning, how did you get into it? Because obviously you just picked up a camera and just started, or like
no. So I kind of feel like loads of things fell into place. Like if we're going way back, I started my A levels and I took maths, economics, and PE.
Yeah,
I really struggled with economics, so I dropped it after 2 months.
That's a hell of a combo.
Yeah, my brother did like maths, physics, further maths. I thought, all right, I'll try and be clever as well.
Yeah.
No. So then I dropped that, took media, and then from then I like edited some music videos, stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? I really like this.
No.
Right.
I went to uni, so not this is necessarily relevant, but it all kinds of fits in. I played cricket, wanted to go to Oxford Brookes, Oxford MCCU. But I was like, all right, what's going to get me there? I like media. I do digital media production. So that's what was going on there. I went there, ended up not getting into the cricket, but I then kind of knuckled down onto the degree.
Mm-hmm.
And because of COVID, we then couldn't do our short film at the end of it. So
that's final year. You're in
final year. Yeah, I've skipped a little bit, but you don't need all that.
No, I don't need all the fun at uni.
No fun, only work. Yeah. So obviously there was that, and we meant to go up to Bath, shoot a short film and stuff like that. Wasn't really that keen on it. Didn't like film, but loved sport. And as I said, cricket didn't open up for like 3 months after lockdown.
Yeah.
Okay.
So loads of my mates started playing golf, and I was like, oh, I've been stuck inside a room for ages. Get me out, I'm playing golf.
There,
yeah, and then started playing with friends, and then thought, you know what, I'm really addictive. I've got the bug. I just want to play.
I think everyone had that as well.
Yeah, as soon as you pick something new up, it's like, right, I'm gone.
So there was like that on steroids, like addictive personality. I'm terrible for it. It was playing. And then I just thought, when that short film went, we obviously had to change it around. I was like, look, I've just started playing golf. Is there anything we could kind of combine media and combine golf? And they were like, what you could do is like, essentially, I think the phrase was build an online presence.
Mm-hmm.
So started that, had to do like social media plans, things like that.
Okay.
Which at the time had absolutely no idea that that's what I'd end up working in. Had a few videos, and honestly, when I first started those videos, I don't want to get them up. But
do you know what? I was actually about to ask, how was the first time on camera?
So it was kind of, it built like kind of on top of foundation. So I started off just swing videos, chucked them on. I remember like the 5th video got like 8,000 views, and I was like, whoa.
The first one?
Yeah.
We're flying.
No, it was in like the first, I think it was around the first 5, something like that. I put a song on top of it, and I was like, oh, okay, there's something there. And then I just started I did like a voiceover, and
how was that?
Awful. Like
how many times?
Repeating over and over again.
Oh no, not even that. It was like I didn't care. I just went on it. I just like, lovely day. I hit a driver into the fairway, and I was so embarrassed. And I was like, I remember I like feeling like that light was even closer to me, and I was just bright red and just like, whilst I was just sitting over there talking on it, and I was like, oh.
Did you do it in your room, like no one else could hear about it?
Yeah. No, and it was embarrassed, but I was like, you know what, that's all right, that's a start. And then I did a few more, and it got better. And I had a mate from uni that had absolutely no problems with telling me I was useless and I sounded like I was being held at gunpoint. Probably the best thing. So then I did some and sent them back to him, and Harry Bauer, I'll give him a shout out if he listens to this. Obviously he will.
Obviously.
Yeah, and then it started getting a little bit better and stuff like that. And then I went with the voiceovers and tried to make it a little bit more funny. ASSL Golf were like massive inspirations. They're Scottish. Some of the stuff they say is terrible, but brilliant as well. And then from there, I kind of just started. I remember actually it must have been 2021 Masters.
Nice.
On the Friday, I was like, you know what, I'm going to try talking in front of the camera. And actually, I wasn't as bad as I thought I would be. It was okay. Now, if I look back at it, I think
it's all off.
Yeah, terrible. But I got like 600,000 or something like that, and just put it on.
Wow,
and it was the first
dwarfs
time.
the 8K out of the water, doesn't
I
it?
say that 8K
like,
is.
like I think I might have had like a 700,000 me playing a pro with a voiceover. I had something like that, and I had a couple that kind of got up there. But that was the first time I'd spoken on the camera. And I was like, something's different here. And then what was mad was I remember like getting more followers, like rather than just with a voiceover, when it's actually personal and you're speaking.
See the person.
Yeah.
And then I guess from there, it just kind of, I just tried to do more talking and more talking. And then it got to the point where now I really I really feel comfortable talking in front of the camera. I can't be shut up half the time, as you can now tell.
Still going.
Yeah,
I do that.
I do that, and I'm not done.
No.
Yeah, but no, it's just like it just. I think you build that confidence, but also with that, the confidence it kind of brings you is like meeting new people. Like obviously, I spoke to you on a Zoom call, but I feel really comfortable going into a new environment and speaking to people and stuff like that. So I feel like if I hadn't have started with them terrible voiceovers and like really embarrassed, obviously got a little bit of stick, but not as much as you'd expect, then I kind of wouldn't get to the point now where I feel quite comfortable and things like that.
It's weird because how much? So you said you did the fifth video got about 8K. When you did the actual first one. What did you feel like when you released it? Was it like, I don't care? And then did you like think about it at all? Because like
just click enter and it's gone.
Because to be honest,
sort of, as you said, you get a little bit of stick here or there, and it's like, am I gonna not regret it as such, but am I gonna release it? And then all of a sudden, like a couple of your mates, a couple of people within your group start going, oh, all right, how's that going? Yeah, little snidey comments, or was it sort of let's just roll the dice?
I think it was just in lockdown. So I think it might even have been, maybe we just got out of it and like loads, TikTok had obviously blown up. I had been posting, because I just started playing golf on my personal account, loads of stuff. And I was like, I'm sure people are getting sick of that. 100%. Don't blame them. And then I started a little Instagram thing, Ballington Golf, obviously. And one of my friends was like, oh, you should chuck it on TikTok. Like just do it with like music or something like that. Like I think that's going to be the one. Obviously me going, all right, fine. And I'm bored. So I just went post. And like, I didn't really get as much stick as I thought it would. I've always been one to be a little bit
the interesting thing.
Going.
Do you know what I read? So I started doing a little bit of TikTok, just like for work stuff, like businessy stuff. No one actually says anything, but they actually sometimes surprise you and be like, oh, I've watched it. It was really good. And you're like, oh, really? Like they don't say like, oh, I seen you post, mate. What the hell's that? Like
maybe not to your face, maybe.
Maybe but then also like,
do you but do you really care if it's behind your back? It's like, well, I'd rather you tell me if I look like or I'm doing something stupid. That's fine, but
yeah, to be honest, like I've got quite a high voice, as I've been told by all my mates. So I often get, hi, I'm Ballington Golf, play a par 3 with me. Like, I still get that kind of stuff, but I also kind of feel like a lot of people, if they have a passion, I feel like they wish they had the confidence to do it.
Yeah, true.
And perhaps if they did have that confidence, they might be doing other stuff. So I don't really feel like, as I said, I'm always quite outspoken, and I don't think it probably surprised people that I would then go and kind of put myself out online. Little bit of stick, but do you know what? Because it took off quite quickly, they were like, I think when I submitted my final thing, I had 13,000 on TikTok, and I thought, I'm pretty much a celebrity.
Yeah, but like crushing it.
Yeah,
absolutely smashing
exactly.
it.
No,
sign me up.
Something like that. Yeah, but I just and people were like, oh no, like it's actually he's getting views here. And they obviously couldn't really say so much. And then when it grew quite quickly, a lot of people were supportive, a lot more supportive than I thought they would be. But to be honest, as I said, I didn't post much last year. But the thing that it's afforded me is a job I love doing, and like opportunities working within sport, which I think I love it. I really enjoy it. So
was there so obviously you've been posting for like 3 years? 4
yeah,
years?
no. It's after lockdown.
Two.
Yeah, two and a half,
2.5
3 years.
When did it start? Because obviously I'm sure you kept posting when it hit like 600k, it kept going. Was there a point where you were like, it just sort of took off even more? And then the interest got even bigger. Like, what was that point?
Like a defining moment.
Yeah, what was a defining moment?
I remember it really well. I had like a TikTok. It's still pinned. It's my most viewed video. It's got like 2.4 million.
Wow.
Which it was sick. It was literally
8,000 now.
Yeah, exactly. But I was just like, I got up at like 5:30 in the morning, went and played a par 5 at my golf club, and just filmed myself talking through it. Absolutely nothing out of the ordinary, like no different to what I had been doing at all. And then it just blew up. And I remember I was on the 13th hole the next day, or maybe it was 2 days later, because the next day I hit 1 million. And I remember I was playing at a different golf course. This is a bit weird how I remember it that much. But I remember walking down the 10th hole at Toot Hill going, I've just hit 1 million. And I put up a story going, I've just hit 1 million, like buzzing. And then the next day I was like, this isn't stopping. And the thing is, what was mad, it was like every time I refreshed, it was like plus 99 notifications. And then the next one. And it was like, I went from 20,000 to like 60,000. 20 to 60,000 like within a week.
Bang.
And I was like, wow. And then, and that was kind of when I like started I do some stuff with PXG and started getting like a few more interesting things like that and opportunities, which I didn't kind of see happening or realise that it could be anything. To be honest.
The opportunity then, so PSG, what did you do for them? Like what happened there and like what else came up?
Yeah, so it's one of them. I probably, compared to what I was using before, I was just using beginner stuff, and I really, really like their stuff, and I like their clothes. So for me, I would only work with someone if I liked what they do, and it's quite natural. They don't really chuck anything upon me. It's really like a nice, solid,
open relationship.
Yeah,
between
definitely.
And they just reached out to you, and they just
So it was after that, off the back of that video, I got a DM from somebody in there. I think it was their American office, and we're like, we want to do some stuff with you, like doing a 1 club challenge, stuff like that. And then it kind of grew from there, and I met the team and really liked them. And for me, if I'm working in golf, I guess the biggest opportunities I've got is just meeting people and like playing with, like, I love cricket, as I mentioned to you 1 million times already, not on this, but beforehand. And I got to play with some really cool cricketers.
Any standout ones? As in surprisingly good, or like just a funny sort of round, or?
Nathan Salto is hilarious. He plays for Durham now. Sam Billings, I think, obviously I'm a massive cricketer and I'm like a big fan. And then who else? Jordan Cox plays for Kent and he's so good. So like,
you message these people and say you want to play? Or do they reach out to you?
It's a weird one. It kind of like, I started knowing some people through Essex, so I was in and around the setup, right? Like as a kid, but then play Essex Premier League cricket. So like I'm playing against them and you get to speak to them. So like I knew a couple of people through there, but the main thing really is my job straight after uni. So I pretty much applied for the first job. I applied and got really lucky, got through the interviews, and then I got to be the content creator for the Oval Invincibles, and I probably was not ready for it, but the things I've learned from it was amazing, and kind of being chucked into an elite sporting environment. It was difficult. It was still COVID restrictions, so I was stuck inside a hotel pretty much, going from there in the ground, which I found difficult. But it also taught me a load about kind of how you do and don't like work with players, kind of, and stuff like that, and also it allowed me to have the creativity and come up with ideas and get like quick post-match, oh, that was a cool celebration, can you just talk me through it, stuff like that. And as a cricket fan, it was perfect. As I said, I was working within the sport that I love, doing social media, and that was Instagram. I prefer TikTok personally, but obviously Instagram is massive, and I do
Any
that as
particular reason? I mean, TikTok is obviously what it is, but without being a stupid question, is there a specific reason why? Is it just the shortness? Is it
I've got
the
a really
impact reach of it, and
probably both. I've got a really short attention span, so for me consuming it, I just that's done. Next one, and then it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm watching cows' hooves being like scraped out and stuff like that. Don't know why I told you that.
Interesting insight into what Tom's watching.
But it does happen. But also, like, I guess it's opened up a lot of doors for me that I never thought would have happened, and I probably maybe not necessarily had the qualifications to go and get the jobs and the opportunities that I've had. But through that, and TikTok, I owe a lot to.
Yeah, definitely. It's just interesting how, like, it's so crazy with the whole journey of it, because I resonate a lot with, not to your level of 100k. I wish we were hitting 100k for this. One day we will, hopefully.
You will.
But like, 100% we'll try. But like, Tom's like, I'll force the strokes. But like, the whole bit of feeling nervous, and like, we joke around the first time I did a recording to get a podcast on Spotify. You had to do a record. You had to put a video up. I had to put a episode up. We had no episode, so I did like a 5 minute.
It's not
less than that.
It's
like a 3-minute episode
2.5 minutes
of me going like,
20 minutes.
We're the AP Sports Podcast. This is who we are. And it took me about an hour to film this thing, like 3 minutes long. This thing, and I was sweating, and I was like, I was just nervous and hated it. And like, that was a year ago. But then over time, like, we got used to it. We like doing this, now doing camera.
Well, we always thought it was very sort of formal. We're like, right, we're going to have everything really planned and make sure that, everything's in order. And then when we get here, the plan just goes out the window. We start talking about cows, hooves, TikTok.
The important stuff, the important stuff that people want to know.
Yeah, exactly what everyone wants to hear and see.
But my point with that is like, that we felt the same thing, but you just obviously taken it to a different level for TikTok, which is great. It's just interesting, like, everyone has that moment where it's like, I don't like this, I'm sweating, I'm red, I don't want to do this, and I don't want anyone to hear about it or know about it. But like, if you just put your head to it, like, you do end up going to a different level, like, which you have.
I think it's one of them where you see a little bit of success and then you kind of just keep sticking with it. I mean, I still absolutely cringe when you say about 100,000 followers. I guess it is an achievement, but
100%.
For me, I feel like
as well.
Cheers, thank you. Yeah, that's what I was saying. No,
just waiting
throw that one in there.
God, I'm good. No, but it's just like, obviously, I don't know. There's always a lot bigger people out there than me, and people that are smaller but get more views or doing something that's really cool and stuff like that. And then I'd never feel like, I don't know.
Do you ever feel like there's competition? I mean, obviously there is for like attention and views, but are you quite happy doing your own content as it is, and obviously trying to keep it elevated? But then when you start seeing someone that's up and coming and they have a bit more success a bit earlier, or they're having or riding that wave right now, do you get the feeling of like sort of the envy and the jealousness that comes out, or is it sort of the fair play to you? You're doing your thing and it's working.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. I feel like there's a little bit of both, but then maybe that's me being competitive.
That's the sport.
Potentially. No, like, as I said, and I will always help anybody, and like, and if I can create content with them or give them, like, I'm often getting tips about kind of any tips for like speaking in front of the camera or something like that, and I want to help, and I want to see them do well, but I want to see me do well as well. So not as in, I feel like actually listens to that out loud. I'm not jealous. No, I'm buzzing for them. And I think the four brothers will give a massive example. Everything they touch turns to gold, and they're brilliant and they're hilarious, and I love them. But a part of me is like, they've got to 70,000 followers in 2 months here, and I'm still at 100, and it's like, But they're brilliant. And so it's one of them things. It's like, right, actually, what can I learn from them? What can I do? And I think maybe it's more the competition with myself. It's like, where was I a year ago? Have I progressed enough? Or have I been focusing not too much on work, but could I have put more time into it?
Has your attention gone somewhere else when it could be pulled back a little bit more?
And that's what I'm trying to do now, is find the balance. And when I'm out there working on the international series, fortunately, my company are brilliant. And as I said, they kind of see it as like, it doesn't disrupt my work whatsoever. And we're trying to grow a young, like a brand new channel. So I can do what I love, and I really enjoy doing it. And my job, as I said, I absolutely love it. Like, I couldn't ask to do anything better at the moment.
It's interesting, from repping content creators, which I do, like, they always watch what other people are doing similar to them. and that's how they propel and get better. So like what you're doing makes sense. You have to do that because you're just picking little things from everyone else.
Well, it's the same if you compare it to cricket, for instance. If someone's moving a ball a certain way and you're trying to defend it or play it and you can't quite get there, you keep sneaking off, you keep getting bowled. It's like, right, there's got to be an answer to this, and it isn't just me walking in and then walking back off again pretty quickly. There's got to be a reason. So then you start looking, analysing. You're like, oh, okay, you just take the sporting concepts and just apply them to the real world.
With your stuff, do you plan like your content for like the week or like the next couple of weeks?
It kind of for work I do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about you. Talking about you.
Talking about me.
Talking about you. It's all about you.
It's the Tom Show.
Great song, McFly.
It's great. It's great song.
Yeah.
Show his age.
Got him up. What was the question? I've now got
McFly. Singing. Do you want to sing it? No, I don't. I wouldn't do that to you. No. Do you plan your episode? Like, do you plan your videos? Do you think like now I know what I'm going to do like a film for the next couple of weeks? Do you ever do it, or is it kind of like
when I'm not consistent enough, and that's absolutely aspiring professionals be more consistent. But I used to do a post a day when I obviously didn't have a job, and it was very easy. And I know, right, I'm doing this. Now it's a case of, in fact, I'm terrible for it. I film loads. And I can't often come up with ideas, and I'm like, right, let's go and do that. And then I might have like quite a few drafts that then haven't got fully edited.
So you've got an archive that will come out later at some point, and it'll be gold dust in there.
Yeah,
but you won't think
vintage.
It's gold dust. Yeah.
But I say,
probably.
Do you ever have that thing where you make something and like a few weeks later you look at it and go, I'm not sure. I don't feel like that's going to do as well. I don't want to put it out. Do you ever have that, or do you just go like, I'm going to put it out? Fine, let's just do it.
No, do you know what? It depends. As I said, it kind of in what wave that I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Like. So right now, when I've gone back, I've had a couple of really good videos. I played my boss the other day. She's
Rachel,
brilliant content creator as well. And then I played the Four Brothers, obviously. So right now, I feel like I'm riding a wave of I'm doing exactly what I like. I'm mic'd up. I'm playing match plays, and clearly it's working, which I like. But then maybe I go to Vietnam next Sunday, and I've got 7 days, and I don't think I've got enough time to film that many videos to do for that many days. So then there will be like a couple of swing videos and stuff like that, and that's where the archives obviously come in. But just to try and keep it ticking on, I guess.
Interesting. And sort of like, what's the plan for you like going forward with it? Is there anything like obviously your job and stuff, which we'll talk about in the next episode, which will be really in detail about what Tom does, but like for you, like what do you want to do with the content and the platform? Is it doing other platform stuff, or is it just TikTok focused?
I wouldn't say it's TikTok focused. I think it's whatever is going to bring in the most opportunities and like kind of get to do cool things and meet cool people. I think, as I said, last year I didn't post anywhere near as much as I wanted to.
Yep.
And this year it's going to be different, and I'm loving it. I'm back posting a lot, and I really enjoy it. So I've always found it's the real driving force is I love playing golf. I don't love the sound of my own voice, but I do enjoy being in front of the camera and stuff like that. So if I can combine them and get cool opportunities, then that's the plan. So then this year going forward, I've got summer coming up, and I just want to smash it. I want to be posting plenty of times a week.
Your posts are going to be a lot more scenic, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's going to be some incredible
not in the
views.
UK.
They do better.
No more rainy marches.
With this rubbish weather, it's terrible. But yeah, we did one in Thailand the other day, and it was like unbelievable scenery, and no doubt that's going to do better because they're not there for me. They're there for the beautiful mountain in the backdrop. But this summer it's just about smashing it and hopefully growing the channel and getting as many cool opportunities as I can.
Nice.
Like this.
Of course.
I know.
And then, I mean, one for me, with content creation, obviously it's massive. It's a real key driver for a lot of people now. They think, oh, I can pick up the phone. Any real tips and advice from yourself, really, in terms of, being the person that can pick up the phone and go, right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to start doing something, not copying your idea, but similar to something like that, or setting out on their own. Any hints, tips, advice?
The first one you post is always going to be rubbish, at least in your opinion. 100%, and maybe the next 50 might be in your opinion, but you look back at the progress that you've already made and be like, that's a different person. I guess at the end of the day, you're just having a conversation, but it's with a phone. Like, and the more normal you can speak and try and be the exact same as you are off camera, then it's fine. In fact, you probably look sillier if you're like, rather than just speaking naturally,
just
relaxing
full out,
yourself.
just do it 100% in it.
Yeah, that's definitely it. And I think you got to start from somewhere. And I think the amount of opportunities and the skills it teaches you, by being able to talk to the camera, like Zoom interviews, you're going for a job, you need to be able to talk to a tiny little screen.
Yeah.
Especially when we're looking at a screen all the time.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it's that difficult.
No, I still find it difficult.
But you're smashing it today.
Oh, thank you, mate. I'm really trying. Really trying.
You know what? You can come back more often.
If I say, come back again if you want.
Should we do another episode? Shall we?
Yeah, I think we should.
Great idea. Yeah.
But
I can hold your clubs or something if you want.
But no, for content creation, do you think all aspiring professionals should do it? Should just do it?
100%. If you've got a passion in anything, absolutely anything, pick up a phone and document it. If you're going traveling, you've just had a gap year after uni, you're in an unbelievable place, pick up the phone, do a daily vlog, and suddenly you've got, I don't know, you're away for 3 months, you've got 90 daily vlogs, and I promise you one of them will have taken off and you'll have done something really cool that other people want to see. Loads of people have passions, they don't necessarily talk about it. I'm not saying everybody needs to be absolutely shoving it down people's throats, but there's an audience for everything, isn't there? Like, if I can pick up a golf club and say, can I play a par 3, and people like to watch that, then I'm pretty sure, I don't know, if you're massively into maths, okay, brilliant, you can do videos about how to solve this equation. I wouldn't watch it, but my mum's a maths teacher, she'd love that. And like that kind of thing, everybody's got something and everybody's interested in something. So absolutely. And I wouldn't have got my jobs, which obviously we'll discuss in the next bit.
Yeah.
If I hadn't have picked up that phone and
I think it's the opportunity, because it takes one person to see a video of you playing golf. Let's say someone at Callaway, let's just say.
Or PXG.
Or PSG.
Yeah, you know, that premium.
Yeah. But and it could be anyone, but it'd be like, oh, we could do something with him. Oh, that could be a great opportunity to do some collab or something. That's only one opportunity you could do that for anything.
When you were at Brooks, you didn't think that you'd be doing what you're doing, and with the brands that you've got and who you're working with.
Didn't even play golf.
Well, and that helps. Yeah. See, you can do it. 18 months, 2 years.
Yeah.
What would you say to Oxford Brooks, Tom?
What would I say to him?
Yeah, what would you say to him now? The way you are now?
Pick up the golf club sooner.
Pick up the phone and start videoing. What would you say?
Good question. I don't know, really. My degree was very arty, and I'm not arty. I'd say I'm creative, but more in a I've got a million ideas that are just going pew, 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 and most of them are to do with sport. Actually, I was speaking about Hugo earlier. One of my projects was I interviewed him talking about sport and mental health, and that was nice to kind of be able to combine it. So I guess, let people combine your passions. And a massive thank you, because I wouldn't be here, no. But it was... I loved uni. I really enjoyed it. And at the end of the day, with a digital media degree, perfect. And it was actually the thing that made me start TikTok, because that final project, and I never probably would have done it and had the determination through them first few stages without it being my degree. And
sometimes you need a push.
Yeah. Or you need,
I need guidance, a sign. You might say it's heavenly above, or you might just say, I picked that uni, that degree, happened to be there, and they happened to do this one-off project and went, you need to go and do this, and you went, how much % is it? Yeah, okay, I'll do it.
Well, that's pretty much it. And as I said when I was bringing up my irrelevant A levels, but everything kind of falls into place. And it kind of works out. So that's where I'm at now, and I'm at a job I really enjoy. I've got a following that to me doesn't feel big enough, but it's I guess it is quite cool to have that, and opens up opportunities.
Definitely.
Fantastic.
I think for someone who's our age who may want to do it, this may push them to do it, which is great. Hopefully. So you can be tap yourself on the shoulder and be I've made people do it, which is nice.
What, more people getting my views?
Oh well, yeah.
No, definitely. Definitely. 100%. Get started, get going.
Yeah, and I think it's good to see someone who's in our age group and a young a professional doing it. So take some stuff from the episode with Tom about talking about it, and definitely we want to talk about the next episode about all the opportunities that come from it, from his actual job, which I think is everyone's going to love because it sounds unreal. So it's a great experience. And so once again, thank you for listening. Appreciate it. Follow Tom on socials. We'll be on screen. Follow us as well. TikTok and Instagram we'll have on there. Do you have YouTube as well?
We do, because we just started a new YouTube channel.
There we go.
Called Sliced Bread Golf.
The timing is unbelievable.
Put that in.
We'll put that in as well.
Tag it.
And yeah, feel free to follow Tom as well and us. And we'll see you on the next one. And yeah, thank you as always.
Cheers for having me. Enjoyed it.
Cheers,
Good.
Tom.